Hello and welcome to episode 214 of the Eldritch Podblast. I am Mags.
I am Jack.
And we are a Dungeons & Dragons social commentary podcast where we focus on the social aspects of D&D.
We give out advice to dungeon masters and players, old and new.
But most importantly, we believe in creating a safe, inclusive, and welcome space in the TTRPG community.
So if that sounds good to you, welcome in.
Come on in. Hi. Wow. It has been so long since we filmed a podcast.
It's been a long time since we've been on here.
I can't actually even remember the last time we filmed a podcast.
Because we had the 2-week break, and then we've had 3 weeks of the shorter episodes of the podcast.
Yeah. So it's been like 5-6 weeks.
At least 2 + 3 is 5, 6 weeks.
Nice.
It's been at least 6 weeks.
It's been a really, really long time. And hey, we're setting up again for the first time in 6 weeks an alien concept.
Yeah.
Yes, maybe it was.
It was strange. There was just a few things that I wouldn't normally have to do when I set up the podcast in here, but because we haven't done it in so long, I had to set those up.
Yeah.
And it was strange.
Yeah. It is nice being back on the set, I will say. I think when you're in the middle of burnout, you dread the place that you work. So I used to dread coming in here, but now it's sunny and the dog is here. He's on the floor. He's not a big fan of being on the couch. Don't. Because you'll activate him.
And we don't need activated bully right now. We need sleepy bully.
He's not a big fan of being on the couch anymore.
No, he likes to be... Well, I think he would like being on here more if there wasn't 2 blankets, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pillows down there for him to lay on.
You can't see him, but there is basically a blanket fortress right at our feet, which he prefers being on more than the couch. So if he joins us or not, I'm not sure, because it is warm.
It is warm
today.
Thankfully, because of the AC unit that you helped us fund, we're in here pretty much no problem at all.
Indeed.
We played D&D on Wednesday. Really hot day. 26, 27 degrees.
Yeah.
We played in that room with basically no problem at all.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. Seriously, it was made the world of difference having it.
Playing this Wednesday just gone in comparison to the Sunday that we played before when all of us nearly died.
Oh my gosh. Was
a big difference.
Yeah, it was a huge difference.
Thank you so much to the people who helped fund it. Thank you so much to the people who were like, I went to fund it, but it was already funded. I understand that this community is pretty crazy when it comes to us needing things to continue doing the things that we do.
Yeah.
So when we were like, hey, it might be funded already. It was funded in 20 minutes from the start of that sprint.
So thank you so much. Thank you. It's on right now, and what a difference it's making. Yeah. And I think it's settled the dog as well. Yeah. Which is very nice.
We put it in the bedroom last night.
Oh my gosh.
Before we went in.
Because the bedroom's much smaller than the streaming room and the D&D actual playroom. It was ice cold when we went in.
It's perfect for a room like this. It's perfect for a room like a bedroom.
Totally.
The actual playroom's quite big, and I know we separate with a curtain,
but the air still gets through. But I mean, I think what it did for the D&D room was it meant when we had the fans on, it was pushing actual cold air around instead of just pushing room temperature air in. It was pushing cold air around. So, and hey, look. We don't have a blanket. I've put socks on for you.
Oh my God.
I've put socks on for you because there is no way we could sit under a blanket.
Nah, not today.
In this temperature,
it's
not
too
a
hot.
chance. Yeah, it is. It's way too warm. So, hello. It's so good to be filming a podcast episode again.
It is, yeah. Doing a little bit out of the asshole today. Can't wait for that.
We have a few things to go over.
Yeah.
So the first thing we would like to talk about is the fact that this video has been sponsored by our wonderful friend Cody over at Dead Heroes Dice. Woohoo! If you hang out on our Twitch streams, you will recognize Cody by Magic Murder Bag. Yeah. He's always kicking around.
Always in the Twitch streams.
Always in the streams. Always a wonderful supporter of the community.
Yeah, and a wonderful member of the community as well. It's the first time we've had a sponsor of somebody who is actually in the community, which is amazing.
Yes, and to be able to have a member of the community sponsor the podcast, honestly, thank you so much. So, first of all, hey, he makes dice.
He makes pretty poggers dice. I'll be honest.
He makes some pretty cool dice. We'll put pictures in so you can actually see. But first of all, this is just a quick look at some of the things that he sent us.
This is a Mimic D20, which is poggers.
And look, I think some of the coolest thing is these dice holders, which are the coffin with his logo on them. I think that's so neat. It's so amazing. Cool. I completely agree.
Full set of dice inside here, magnets to hold it, clamp it shut. Looks poggers. These are sub 10 quid on the Etsy shop, which is pretty insane.
Yeah. The first thing I would like to do, though, is I would actually like to read out Cody's story as to why he started creating dice. And it's a really, really wonderful story. And I will let it tell itself.
There is a small trigger warning.
Yes.
So there's a small trigger warning for suicide.
Yes.
In here. So just to let people know.
Yes. This is my story on how I became a dice maker. So 25 years ago, I was 13 years old and started playing various tabletop games such as Magic the Gathering. And I had some friends that were starting to play D&D. Naturally, being in the friend group, I was going to play with them. I had an earlier version before with my brother. The friend who brought it back to me was my friend Blake. I had never met Blake before, and we hit it off like we had known each other for years. We played on and off for the next several years, going back and forth between card games and video games, World of Warcraft and others. Blake is the main reason I still play to this day. Fast forward to the year 2022. Blake lost his battle with his mental health. I was devastated, as were many people. I got the idea to put his ashes into a set of dice to honor him, so I began my search and reached out to various artists that I followed. I got ghosted a lot, and I got what I feel like were outlandish quotes, and in my head, that's the type of quote you make when you just don't want to do them. So I decided I'm going to learn how to make a dice for the sole purpose of honoring one of my best friends. I made a chunk with his ashes in them, and he goes with me to every D&D game I go to when I'm the dungeon master. I ask my players to use that chunk for their death saves. He would have loved the idea. I had no idea that once again, one of my best friends would inspire something new that would follow me for the coming years. The name Dead Heroes Dice is a tribute to Blake and my other heroes that are no longer with us: Steve Irwin, Trevor Stand, Jeff Hanneman, just to name a few. So when you play D&D and lose one of your heroes, just remember their tales of bravery, influence, and joy do not end when their story does. They will continue to inspire people for years to come. Even the smallest impact can lead to something truly great. This is my story, and I hope it inspires you to keep doing what you love and make as many memories as you possibly can with your friends and family.
What an awesome story.
What an absolutely beautiful story. What a gorgeous way to honor Blake. Yeah. And I do love he would have loved the death save.
Yeah.
So that is Cody's story. He literally, it is just him. He is a one-man business. Yeah. You know, if you buy a set of dice from Cody, it is all handmade 100% from him. He is on TikTok. You can see all of his process videos. He goes live quite often where he's actually working on the dice themselves. You know us. We love to support independent small businesses.
He does giveaways on his Instagram as well. When he gets to 800 followers, I think he's going to do a giveaway, and when he gets to 1,000 followers, he's going to do a giveaway. So make sure that you follow him on all of those socials. We're going to drop those socials down in the description. Just sending a follow for somebody who's starting up their dice business is such a big thing. So
yes.
Even if you can't afford to go and buy any dice from Cody's shop, make sure that you go to the socials and follow.
Yeah, totally.
But if you do want to pick anything up from his shop, he has given us a code.
Yes, a 10% off code. Yes. Yeah. If you use the code PODBLAST10 at checkout, it will take 10% off of your order. And I will say, Cody's dice are so incredibly priced. He makes more than just D&D dice, by the way. He does ship overseas, but obviously, as with anything, shipping overseas can be a bit more expensive, but he does.
Yeah.
He also takes custom dice orders.
Yeah.
All he asks is if you do put in a custom dice order, you work closely together, which is, to be honest, is something that I would have wanted anyway.
Yeah.
And obviously not every custom order is the same. They can range from $25 all the way up to $80, and it's whatever you want from Cody, he will probably be able to do. Everything you see on his Etsy shop, deadheroesdice.etsy.com, it's obviously limited quantity. It's what he makes and what he sells. But if you like something that you've seen and you would like him to recreate it for you, he definitely can. And as per dice makers normally do, he works on a big bunch of dice and then he does a drop on his Etsy and puts them all out at once. So if there's something that you're interested in and you see on his social media, just keep an eye out for when he announces his next drop. That's, a very standard practice with dice makers. And if something goes and you message him, he could probably do you a custom order to make something the same again.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I will say the quality of the dice are absolutely fantastic. Again, there'll be pictures up on the screen as we're talking, but the quality of the dice is absolutely wonderful.
Spectacular.
The finish on them is genuinely marvelous.
I know. I remember when we first pulled them out, the coffins.
Yeah.
You were like, the polish on these.
Yeah, the finish on them
is spectacular.
Look, the Mimic dice. I
don't know how you do
that. So fucking cool.
Like, it's purple all the way around, and then you get to the 20, and then there's teeth, there's a tongue, there's a tonsil, a uvula. Like, it's insane, the quality of the dice. I just think they're unbelievably well made. Yeah, they're a lot of fun. Yeah, they're all so different. I
love the color schemes as well. Like, I know that the Mimic, I was gonna say the Mimic it's not. The Mimic's actually very complex, but even just like the purple and the yellow, and like the dice that I got, like the colors are just absolutely beautiful. Cody obviously has a really good eye for what looks good. Yeah,
I got a gold and black set which looks so sick.
Yeah,
mine are like encased. They've got the colors are actually inside, and then there's just a tiny little clear outline.
Yeah,
on
got like a shell on them. Yeah,
the shell. I love shells on dice. I think they look so
truly
sick.
They're absolutely gorgeous, and I'm not kidding you. The coffin dice holder is so satisfying, and it looks so cool.
It looks so cool.
How cool does it look?
And again, less than £10.
Yeah, I know. Yeah.
The conversion rate makes this like £9.50 or something like that for a full set of dice that you can carry around and be your best goth self. Unreal.
Yeah.
Unreal.
Indeed.
So yeah, code PODBLAST10. Go and check them. Go check out the shop, and if you can't buy anything, make sure you go and follow his social medias. But just know that if you do pick anything up, you're going to be supporting somebody in the community. Cody's a legend. Thank you so much for sponsoring the podcast. We love you so much.
Thank you so much, Cody. Thank you. How have you been?
I've been really well. How have you been?
Good. Warm.
Yeah.
Warm.
It's been pretty warm.
It's been pretty warm.
It's been pretty warm.
I was going to bring my book down so you could see it. No.
Try to take a picture of it and I'll put it in.
Yes, I certainly will. Yes. We went to the Metro Centre. We had a day out, me and you, which we haven't done, just me and you, in absolutely ages.
No, it was very, very, very lovely to just get out for the day.
It was.
We went to the Metro Centre. We ate at Wingstop.
Yeah,
Look,
which was fine.
Which was fine. The thing is, though, I remember I got this last time, and it was like the most poggiest thing I'd ever got in my entire life. But I got the like real big taste burger or something, which is essentially 2 pieces of fried chicken, but they're like just the strips. But I got it in the Korean barbecue sauce with the like big juicy pickles and the coleslaw in the bun. Oh my God, I think it was the greatest burger I have ever eaten in my existence. I'm not even kidding. Like, I'm thinking about it now, my mouth's watering. It was that good.
My wings were fine.
Yeah, I don't know why you got... like, you should get the burger.
It's because last time... I don't like burgers. And last time...
You don't like burgers? We got Mackie D's and all you get is burgers.
I don't like chicken burgers very much.
You get the McChicken sandwich.
But that's because it's a big chicken nugget inside of bread.
Unbelievable.
But we had Wingstop when we went to Comic-Con in October, and the wings I had there was sublime.
Yeah.
These wings were just a little bit overcooked, I think.
I think they were a little overcooked.
They were just a little... They just weren't cooked well.
Some of them...
Yeah.
Didn't really have any meat on them.
Yeah. And
they were just some bones and some skin.
Yeah. And you know what? Look, it was boiling at the Metro Centre.
So
and there was
hot.
no AC specifically in Wingstop. And they had the loudest music on ever. It wasn't ambient lighting. It was like full on LED light.
It was like
bright
lights.
white lighting. And it was hot, and I was a little bit stressed out.
Nah,
but we went to the Metro Centre because I got my hands on one of the special edition signed versions of Tusk Love by Thea Guanzon and Critical Role, and I'm really excited. I'm really, really, really excited about it.
Because that's the book you're going to do for book club, isn't it?
Yes. Oh my gosh, book club. Yes, I think I'm announcing it tonight on stream. It's Friday when we're filming.
So it'll already be out for you if you check the Discord.
Yes, I'm starting a book club through the Podblast that if people enjoy it, I may eventually move over to my own thing. But for the time being, there's loads of you that I know are interested in the Podblast. I'm starting a book club where every month we pick a book together and we do a poll, we pick a book, we read the book, and I'm going to do some streams on Twitch in the meantime where we can co-read together. Think of it as just like co-working but co-reading sprints. And then at the end of the month, we'll do a big stream where we can get together and we can all talk about our thoughts on the book. And I'm really excited. And this month is going to be Tusk Love.
Poggerino.
Because what a perfect book. You know, we're all D&D nerds.
Most of us love Critical Role.
Yeah, most of us love Critical Role. You do not have to know anything about Critical Role to read it.
Nothing to do with Critical Role. It's just set in the world of Exandria.
Yes, indeed. If you would like to hear a synopsis of it that I've read out, I have a book world. I don't want to say book talk, but I have a bookish.
I have a TikTok where I talk about books.
Yes, and an Instagram as well. My everything is Chapter 1 mags, and I read out synopsises of books that I'm going to read, and Tusk Love is one of them. And I will say the author Thea did comment the nicest, sweetest comment ever, and I did maybe fangirl a little bit.
Yeah. They were really nice though. What they said was really
so fucking nice.
That was really sweet.
So nice. So yes, we're going to be reading Tusk Love. I don't know exactly when it's starting, but all the channels are up in the Discord. You get a special role if you want to be part of book club, and we'll be starting imminently. So if that's something that you're interested in, please join our Discord. I would love to have you.
Even if you don't join this one, there'll be other books next month or the month after. So if you don't join now, but you hear a book that you really want to read that Margaret is going to be reading in the future, it's never too late to jump in down the line.
Yeah, exactly. I don't necessarily know if we're going to be picking books in advance. If it's something we all enjoy, that is maybe something we will do so people can prepare. But I think how it's going to work is I'm just going to pick between 3 to 5 books that I'm really interested in. I will put up a poll, and then you can all decide what the book for that month is going to be.
Yeah,
I think
sounds like a great idea.
That's the easiest way to do it, I think.
Like a great idea, yeah.
So yeah, please come join me. I would love to have you.
Really cool.
Anything else?
No, I don't think so. We are streaming right now.
Oh, we are.
Come on over. We're going to be playing Baldur's Gate right now.
Yeah.
But a lot of the time we do, even when we are playing Baldur's Gate, there's a lot of yapping, there's a lot of interacting with chat. It's our favorite thing to do.
Yeah.
So if you do fancy coming and hang out with us a little bit more than you do on here, please come over and check that out. Please like, please comment, please subscribe. Makes it does a lot for the channel, pushes the videos very far. Good stuff. Anything else?
No.
Patreon. Down in the description. If you want to help the channel another way, join the Patreon. If you're watching this on YouTube, click the join button down below. You get some extra monthly live streams. You get to talk about the Ascension of Farador with us and the cast and the crew.
Last week we had Last week we had a live stream with Abby and Matthew, and it was really fun. Man, you know what? They just devolve into us just chatting shit.
Talking about Matthew's feet. I don't know how Matthew's feet get brought up every stream, but they do. If you join the Patreon, you can see Matthew's feet.
Yeah, how about that?
Because all of the past VODs are on there, and he starts the stream with foot out.
Oh yeah, foot out, baby.
Yeah,
so you have no idea how much supporting us on Patreon really, really does help, especially in the summer months. So thank you so very much.
Thank you so much.
And shall we get into it?
Yeah. Thank you so much to all our patrons and YouTube members.
You have no idea how much we appreciate your support.
Gain exclusive access either on Patreon or become a channel member here on YouTube for perks like channel badges and emotes on YouTube.
You get 2 extra and exclusive monthly live streams, including a roundtable with a cast of our D&D actual play, The Ascension of Farador, for all of your burning questions.
As well as an intimate D&D advice live stream where we can answer your D&D questions in depth and one-on-one.
If you would like to support us directly and gain access to these perks, check the link in the description to go to our Patreon or simply click the join button here on YouTube. Thank you. We're doing Am I the Asshole D&D edition.
Excited.
Bom, 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 bom. I think, are these all? No, they're not all from the Reddit. One of them is a submission. I will let you know which ones they are. But yes, this is D&D Am I the Asshole edition. If you have the burning question, Am I the Asshole? We have a submission form where you can send all your stories in, not just Am I the Assholes, horror stories, unpopular opinions, etc., etc. We would love to hear from you. And with that, the title of this first one is, Am I overreacting to my DM's choices? And then in brackets it says, rant.
Okay.
I started playing with my current DM a few years ago when they were just starting out. They weren't always the best and they didn't know half the rules when they started, often needing a co-DM, but they have since grown in confidence. But they were creative, determined, and always generally tried to give most of the players a good time or a chance in the spotlight. Recently, I've been feeling increasingly bitter about certain choices and behaviors, but I feel like I'm the only one who feels this way. They've been inviting online increasing numbers to our table without really asking if the current players are happy to do that. Our party size is pushing 12 now. As a byproduct, 12.
Wow,
12.
That's ridiculous.
As a byproduct of this increased party size, combat drags on so much, and often some players don't get more than 2 turns, if any get to participate, despite one encounter almost taking up 3 to 4 hours. And then there's favoritism. They're increasingly arrogant and actively antagonistic towards specific players, while heavily favoring a small cluster of close friends. Side note, my DM has also started calling themselves God instead of the DM and makes light-hearted threats at players who make any joke about usurping him, and has banned or taken action against some people. The game I am in right now, and considered to be my last with this DM, is and always meant to be focused on one PC's personal arc at first. No big deal, I've seen that done very well, but that arc has now dragged on for more than 20 sessions than it was supposed to. At first, I tried to give every character a small arc or moment in the spotlight, but it quickly devolved and has gotten to the point where every single NPC has some vital connection to either the main focus PC or the players the DM openly calls their babies. This is a result in conjunction with a larger party size, meaning combats drag on, and social sessions are basically one-on-one banter and often flirting while the rest of the party sits there in silence while waiting for the plot hook to progress. Now let's address the part that bugs me the most.
What, not these bits weren't the bugging?
Player agency and inconsistent spell rulings because of that favoritism. It feels very much like a rule for thee and rules for me situation. Unless it's one of the favored few, nobody gets to do anything without an argument, a debate, or an outright overruling. One druid can't use polymorph offensively without some plot armor breaking it on the same action. They can't use poly on allies because it changes their mental stats. They will have to attack their friends. But the spell specifically clarifies it retains its alignment and personality. And Wild Shape is highly scrutinized at any time they pick something combat worthy, and the other druid not only gets unhindered polymorph, but gets an owlbear Wild Shape beyond their level, even though that's also a monstrosity. The Warlock isn't allowed to use fire spells because of environmental hazards, even though the DM helped pick their spells, knowing full well that their game had environmental hazards. The Rogue Bard can do no wrong and is showered in personal moments and drama, while the Eloquence Bard, specifically designed for social interactions, isn't allowed to make a single persuasion roll. And if they are, it's, oh, you actually didn't have any chance to change their mind, I just felt bad. On top of that...
That's even worse. Why did you even ask for the roll then?
On top of that, they've been allowed to use Silvery Barbs maybe 6 times before the DM either decided everything has counterspell or straight up unexplained immunity, but only for the Eloquence Bard. All of these decisions and rulings have been getting increasingly more brazen and blatantly targeted, and I don't know what to do because I don't want to leave my friends, and I also don't want to break up the whole group with personal drama. Am I overreacting?
This is a fiesta.
yeah.
This is like either there's most of the time when you get something like this, you're like, okay, here's a few things that we can change. This is all wrong.
Yeah, this is just a nightmare.
It's like I don't even know where you would begin. You would have this Dungeon Master would basically have to change everything about the way they want to play the game.
Yeah.
Like, first things first, you can't just be inviting people to your table.
Yeah.
Like,
especially to the point we have 12 players.
Like, inviting new people to the table should be a group decision.
Yeah.
Has to be a group decision.
Yeah.
It's just like, yeah, the Dungeon Master can be like, I think this person will be a good fit for the table. They're my friend. What do you guys think?
Yeah.
Majority vote, or if one person says no, however you want to deal with it, then they don't come in. But 12 people is so many people to be playing with.
So many
wild.
people.
And you're like, oh, combat might take 3 or 4 hours. I'm surprised one round doesn't take 3 or 4 hours.
And the thing is, like, 12
Combat's
people.
Pretty slow anyway.
12 people is a lot, but 12 people is a lot when you haven't been told it's going to be 12 people.
Yeah.
When it was, I don't know how many people originally was, but to have people brought in without being asked. And, the favoritism, like, very clearly, very obviously there is favoritism. And I can't help but wonder if the DM just doesn't want to play with the original group anymore and is just bringing new people in to try and
push ice the other people out.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, it's like, if that's the case, like, I get like learning with a group and then realizing that your play styles don't match after you figure out who you are as a dungeon master.
Totally.
But then just be honest with the people who you don't want to play with anymore. It's just like, hey, we don't really play the game the same, and like stuff like that. Just be honest, and then find this new group that you actually want to play with instead of not doing that and then just bringing everyone in and then hoping that the people who are having such a dreadful time just leave. Because and then you get onto the second half of this submission, which is what they're doing. Yeah. Like, you're treating people dreadfully and favoriting other people and giving them the spotlight and letting them...
very blatant with it too.
Yeah, it's like
very blatant.
One druid can do all of these things.
But the other druid?
The other druid can't not just do those things. There's all of these stipulations about when they do those things. It's like, it's so obvious that you hate this other druid or just dislike them to the point where you don't want them to play anymore. Yeah. I just don't know what to tell you. Just be honest and say that you don't want to play with these people.
Yeah, and the Warlock not being able to use fire spells because of environmental hazards.
I hope that same thing gets applied to any of your enemies.
I know. That's the lamest and the most unfair. I mean, it's all unfair, but that's a really lame and unfair reason to not let them have fire spells, especially when you picked them with the Warlock.
Yeah, especially when if you're picking those spells, you're like, oh yeah, by the way, you should take Fireball, Wall of Fire, Scorching Ray, Flame Strike. Then they try to use any of them and you're like, I can't do that because then you're going to burn all of these things to the ground. It's like, so you've rendered my spell list useless. Yeah. That's what you've done.
And, the DM calls themselves God. Like, and the thing is, that's a very common joke.
It's a very common joke in D&D circles.
It's a very common joke, and like,
Matthew has a t-shirt that says, I'm DM, so I'm basically God.
We literally made it for him. Yeah. But that's because he's not an asshole. Yeah. Like, when you're it's okay to make the joke if you don't seriously mean it.
Yeah, it's like, if it is just like an offhand comment like, players try to push things too far, you go, I'm God, by the way.
Yeah. Oh, hey, I'm going to kill your character.
Yeah. It's
like that happens. That's a very... I don't know a single group who doesn't have a joke like that.
The amount of times I do the rocks fall and everyone dies joke. Yeah. It's my favorite thing to do.
Yeah. But you couple that with the fact that the DM does have favorites. Yeah. The DM is unfair. The DM calls the players that they like their babies.
My kittens, my Discord kittens. Do you turn up to D&D and then the Dungeon Master's like, meow.
Roll call.
Yeah,
meow. Like all of that together, like those individual things by themselves, like are kind of whatever. But when you couple all of it together to make this one thing, hey, OP, no, you're not overreacting.
I'd have left the table.
Yeah. That should have been the first step. No, you're not overreacting.
When the Dungeon Master was just inviting loads of people and not asking us, and I was like, I would have just been like, hey, why are you doing this and not asking us? And if they had said something like, because I'm God, instantly left. I'd have gone instantly.
Yep. I completely agree.
Why don't you take all the people who are having a dreadful time in this group, why don't you band together, like the 6 of you, and just make your own game?
Yeah. That's also what I would do as well. Like, it's okay if the DM doesn't want to play with you anymore. It's okay if you want to leave, but there has to be communication aroround it. And OP,
kind of just force out's rough.
If for whatever reason you do see this, my best advice to you would be absolutely 100% leave. And tell the DM exactly. You worded it so incredibly well here. Yeah, just send them this.
To the Dungeon Master.
Seriously. Like, because it needs to be as black and white as that. Like, I don't want to give the DM the benefit of the doubt, but maybe they just don't realize how much their actions are impacting the people around them.
At no point in the crash out of the Dungeon Master has anyone been like, hey, so maybe it's just gotten out of hand.
Yeah, maybe. But no, God, you are not overreacting. And you're not the asshole
here. And you're not the asshole, no way.
So the next one, the title is, Am I the Arsehole? I went off on my D&D player after years of sitting idle.
Okay.
Now, to give some context, this isn't actually given in the story, but this is what I have gleaned from reading it. OP is the DM, the player is one of their players, and the DM is opening, talking about the backstory that this particular player has come to them with as their DM.
Yeah.
So, The backstory of this player is they're a Goliath who was kicked out of his tribe as they didn't want him ruling it, and they told him collect 6 of these artifacts and he may return and take his place as the ruler. The first issue is that these 6 artifacts would have been left by a supposed giant god. I have never mentioned there being gods in my world, but I let him go on. So the first thing I told him was I didn't like the idea of giving him 6 artifact level items, as they rarely even get 2 items in my games. Come today, when I pitched the idea of the next campaign and said it would be based around the layers of hell, so nothing really relating to what's going on in the world, which he said, well, I'll have to make a new character then. And at first he went on about how the character was half tiefling, and by this point I had actually kind of forgotten the backstory of the other character. So I questioned why the character wouldn't work, and then he reminded me that it was the character who wanted to collect the 6 artifacts, just reskinned into a tiefling. I basically told him that for a character for that to work, I would basically have to make the whole campaign centered purely just around that, which would make it a game for him with C simply there tagging along, which wouldn't be fun in my opinion. I won't lie when I say his response sent me off a bit. And this is a conversation the player had with the DM.
Okay.
Him, who they're calling G. If a player coming into a campaign with a goal that involves trying to find stuff is something that is too complex for you to think of a way to implement it into an adventure, then I will just make characters without goals for you then. Me, OP's response. Your entire goal with this character twice is to have him travel the entire world with the only goal to find these artifacts, in which I've already said my dislike for the fact that you want them. And then you have the balls to complain when I don't want to use your character after a campaign has ended. You sit there saying each of these artifacts would be found here, 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 and over there and here, as if I shouldn't have any say in where they would be. And even if I did do this idea, in which again, you decided they should span the entire world, so yes, G player, I would say it's a little hard to have you focus on something completely different when you have a habit of making characters with only one goal in mind, in which when I try to convince you to have them grow, it's wrong and they wouldn't be. But then in session 1, you act as if their entire mindset has changed overnight. So fine, I'll make you happy as I always do, because me and C, the other character, don't get to sit here and have fun all of our own. We don't get to play D&D without you, so God forbid we need to cater to your every request, or you might just fucking disappear, and we won't get to play something we both love to play. So fine, I'm going to remake my whole entire campaign to cater just to you and just to your idea, just as I always have, because you never seem to let me forget. You DM your own game, and you've been doing this longer, so you must know better than I do.
God, the crash out. Oh my God.
Hey, you know what? Rereading this a second time, reading this out loud instead of reading it just in my mind palace.
Yeah.
This is far more of a fever dream than I thought it was.
Like, okay, here's the thing.
I feel like I shouldn't have known all of that, to be honest with you.
Here's the thing, right? Is that the end of it?
That's the end of it.
Okay, so here's the thing. I'm going to struggle to make a am I the asshole decision here, because I don't know whether that is actually what this player is like, because as a dungeon master, I don't think that's that hard of a request. Genuinely.
I agree.
I don't think that you wanting to be a clan leader of your giant Goliath buddies, you've been elected, but you can't have it until you do this one thing for us. You have to go out and collect the 6 artifacts of our old giant god who strewn them across the land and said you can only be a true ruler of our Goliaths if you get them. They don't have to be artifacts. They can be whatever. It could be a disc that was shattered into 6 pieces.
Yes.
It could be 6 artifacts.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, when you bring them all together, they get sacrificed.
Yes.
For you to become the leader.
Yes.
So it's like there's so many ways around, like not giving them 6 artifact weapons.
Yes. Absolutely. Completely. That 100% is, yes.
Like, and the thing is, that's such a passive story That is such a passive story that the campaign wouldn't be all about that.
No.
The campaign would have so many plot lines, and then you stumble on a few, or you've heard about a few, or there's people in this place that they worship this thing, and you've got to get them to give it to you. It's like you would go to different places in the world for other story reasons, and when you get there, there's an artifact there.
Well, that's exactly what I thought. When OP says, "I'm going to have to make the whole."
What? Oh,
your toes were gripping mine, and you know what? You'll be able to see the shenanigans that this man's feet get up to without the blanket there.
They've not done anything.
Shenanigans.
I was just trying to. My knee hurts.
Shenanigans.
I'm 31. My knee hurts.
But yeah, when OP says, "I'm gonna have to make this whole thing all about you," like it. I don't possibly see how you
why
would
it would
have to
have
do
to.
that. Why? Because again, it feels like such a passive thing.
Maybe if you run shorter games, then
and like,
maybe it would have to.
And it sounds like there's maybe only one other player, so it's a 2-player game. But even then,
this is the thing. It's like if this was the things I was going off, if I'm a dungeon master with dungeon master experience and I go to a game and I get this crash out about a story I've come to like this, I'd be like, yo, we can just like change a few things so it's a little easier. It's like they don't have to be artifacts. It doesn't have to be a god. It can just be the last giant king, or the last Goliath king or whatever. It's like it's just a blueprint for me to be able to like fit into my world. It's like when people come to me with backstories, there is a little bit of like, this is amazing to make it fit with my world. Can this be more like this? Can this be more like this?
It's give and take.
Yeah, it's give and take.
And look, OP's crash out. You don't crash out like that, I believe, for no reason. I mean, you could, but like there has to be pre-existing bad behavior
from the Goliath player.
At least I would like to think there would be to warrant, because this response again.
Because otherwise, this is the most invalid crash out I've ever seen.
Yeah, like, and like I said, there's some details in here I feel like the public of the internet just actually didn't really need to know.
Yeah,
and upon a second reading of it, I'm like, I don't even necessarily, I can't even really speak to whether or not anyone is the arsehole here. I think there's obviously tension that's been going on. And if the Goliath player truly was like, they have to be artifact weapons, they have to be here, that's the only thing my character cares for, and you told them no, and they tried to do it again, but reskinned. Of course, I understand the frustration. 100%. I absolutely do.
And that's the thing. It's like if you did try and make these bits of adjustments and they were like, no, they have to be artifact weapons that I am able to use, and there's no gods in your world, but this is the only god, and like my character doesn't care about anything else. The only thing they want to do is search for these artifact weapons, and if I have to do anything else, my character's not going to be interested.
Yeah.
Then the Goliath person's the asshole.
Yeah, and look, both of these messages to one another
are rough.
Both of them are rough. They're both rough.
Clearly don't like each other very much.
And honestly, I don't think I even want to answer if I think anyone is the asshole.
Everyone's
here.
the asshole.
Like,
there you
look,
go.
this is a fever dream. This is a horrible situation, and I think it would be best for both of them to not play with each other anymore.
To just not play with each other, because they clearly don't like playing with each other.
Actually sit down and have a big talk about what the fuck has gone on here, because that sounds like, hey, look, it sounds like there's a lot of long-term resentment.
Yeah.
And this is what we mean when we say, when you hold on to things like this, it always comes out. The title is, I went off on a D&D player after years of sitting idle. You shouldn't be holding on to feelings like this at all.
Of course, the crash out is this bad when you've been sitting on it for years.
Totally.
It's like, if you've got a problem with somebody, you just got to tell them.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it'll build up to this.
Yeah.
And then it'll just never be fixable.
Yeah, I completely agree.
If you've got a problem with somebody and you just let them know, they can do something about it. Yeah. And if you can't seem to come to a discussion, you can part ways early.
Absolutely.
But this is just
this is what we always say when you say it builds up to an explosion.
Yeah.
That maybe you won't be able to recover from after this.
There's no way you can recover
because both of what you've both said is rough.
Is rough. There's no way you can recover from this.
A horrible situation, and I hope this serves as a cautionary tale of, if you have a problem with this extends far beyond D&D. If there's something that you feel is bothering you, you have a right to talk to the person it relates to. Yeah. You have a right to. It doesn't have to be aggressive. It doesn't have to be confrontation. It can just be a conversation about letting each other know, and hopefully it never gets to this point.
Yeah.
You know? So no, I don't think I even want to comment if anyone's the arsehole here. I just think that's a fucking nightmare situation.
That's dreadful.
And I hope both OP and the player they don't play with each other anymore.
No.
And they move on from this.
Move on.
I hope so. Oh, this is a
Next one's submission.
Yes, this one is a submission. This has been sent in by Anonymous, and they use they, them pronouns.
Thank you very much.
And the title is, Am I the arsehole for starting another campaign behind our table's back?
Okay.
I've been playing my current campaign for about a year and a half now. 2 of those players, including the DM, are my roommates. The rest are a couple of close friends, and my partner is also a player.
Okay.
I've always been interested in creative writing, and my DM, let's call him Zach, had said he'd missed being a player. So I asked him if he was planning on a huge world story arc, if I could take over as the DM at one point, and he agreed. Arcane
mentioned.
Our campaign originally started as a pre-written campaign. The campaign has derailed significantly since its original story, and it has ended up more of a sitcom simulator than an RPG. Zach introduced his DM NPC to permanently join the party pretty early on.
Okay.
He is a canon custom character from a video game and has set exactly how he played in the game as canon for our world. Although he has not really put any thought into the character's backstory, but yet so much of the story has revolved around this DM NPC.
Okay.
He always manages to land the final epic blow in combat. He always gets the last one-liner in. He never has a bad roll and is naturally very good at everything. The DM puts certain limitations on us creating our characters due to him being a new DM, only to break those limitations for his own DMPC, and when confronted about it, he denied that he ever set those limitations up in the first place. I had in mind a couple of really good friends who I have known for years. They've always wanted to play D&D, and they've told me they're super pumped for my game. We had a session 0 the other day where I went through the lore things and what their character sheet meant, etc., and a little mock battle. Zach joined us in this and sort of took over and turned it into a one-shot sort of thing. I would have been okay with this had I actually planned for this, but he told me you have to learn on the spot, which I know I do, but I would surely still have guidelines. DMs do session prep for a reason, right?
Yeah.
Zach has strictly told me I need to work around the major plot he has created, and I need to write in his DMPC into the campaign as his player and accept the people that he will be inviting in. Personally, I want to invite my friends, and I don't really want to run for a table of 10 as my first time as a DM. He keeps giving me suggestions as to things to include or have happen in my campaign. Most of these include characters or major plot points from the video game that his DMPC is from. I get that he might be trying to be helpful, but I am pretty happy with what I have already. I know he uses ChatGPT for a lot of his narration.
Correct.
I personally am very against AI, especially as a creative writer, as an artist. I have told him my feelings about AI, and yet he keeps sending generated images of our party into our group chat just after I send artwork that I've put hours into. I do really like Zach as a person, but after our session 0 with my friends, they seem really excited to play and they keep asking me when we're going to be playing. Zach has told me to hold off on my new game for the sake of getting his game finished, even with only half of the party attending, so then I can take over. But to be honest, I don't even know if I want him at the table anymore. I want to start my own game, my way, and show my friends the story I'm really proud of. And I'm so excited to see what their characters do with it. And I don't want to keep them waiting for months, so I can sort of organically write Zach's character in from the start of session 1. I know it sounds a bit mean, but I was thinking of just starting my campaign secretly with just my new table and my partner. Is this a dick move?
Zach needs to back the fuck up.
Hey, Zach. Back it the fuck up, dude.
Back up, Zach.
Zach, fucking 3 steps backward, my dude.
Back it up.
Oh my god. Squirty water bottle back up, Zach.
Straight in the face.
Man.
So, I disagree with starting it in secret.
Yeah.
Because God, there's so many reasons why starting a game in secret is bad. Like, if you ever speak to Zach and then it slips that you're playing this game, it's going to be turbo awkward.
Yeah.
It's going to feel like a nightmare. If Zach finds out from any of the other players that you're playing, it's going to be just a horrible situation to deal with. I think what you need to do is have the really tough conversation right now to make yourself feel better in the end. You don't want Zach to play.
No, God, no. No.
Yeah,
I'm telling you, you do not want Zach to play your game.
If you don't want Zach to play, I get it.
Yeah. Anonymous, you don't.
You don't.
You don't.
Zach is not a good person to play with.
You do not want to play with Zach.
You should learn on the fly. It's like, this was supposed to literally just be...
This is a session zero.
This is a session zero where we were having a silly little combat to show people how to play.
And a mock battle. Yeah, not a fucking... Off
you
the dome one
fly.
shot.
It's like, but not in a session zero. I don't. When we're actually even supposed to be playing D&D. I'm not supposed
not
to.
When I'm not
fly.
aware of it as the dungeon master.
So here's the thing: like, Zach is a nightmare, and I wouldn't want to play with Zach. And I completely understand if you don't want to play with Zach. You just need to go to Zach and be like, "Hey, Zach." It's plain and simple. You need to word it in a nicer way than this. You're not playing in my game.
Yeah.
Like,
honestly.
It needs however you sugarcoat it, however you dress it up, whatever bow you put on the top of it, the top and bottom of the conversation is you're starting your own game
without you.
He isn't playing.
Yeah.
Okay.
Look, Anonymous. I think the question is, why do you feel like you have to do it secretly?
Yeah.
Is it because you're worried of Zach's reaction?
Hurting Zach's feelings.
Are you worried about Zach? If you tell him, are you worried he's going to react badly? Then trust me, Anonymous, that is 100% the reason why you should not do this secretly. Because if you think Zach is the type of person who will react badly to being told he's not playing, imagine how badly he's going to react when he finds out you've been playing in secret with your shared friends. That is a conversation that, seriously, I would rather broil in the depths of hell than have to do. We've been in this situation.
We've been in
before.
this exact situation. Take it from us.
Take it from people with experience of oh, here he is.
My
leg. Oh, here he is. You've come to grace everyone's sweetness. Everyone missed you very much. Oh my. Take it from people who we started a game in secrets behind people's backs when we first started playing, and we did not have the communication skills we have now.
And it was a similar reason. Like, we didn't enjoy playing with two of the people who we were playing with.
Yeah, but we felt like we couldn't tell them at the time.
The four of us were like, let's play our own game.
Yeah.
And it was
horrible.
It was
awful.
Man, imagine if somebody did this to me.
Yes.
I would be devastated.
Yeah, truly. So, it was awful. I'm not kidding you. If you're the type of person where you're worried about hurting Zach's feelings, this will hurt Zach's feelings when it comes out, because trust me, it will come out. If you have mutual friends with one another, which you do, it will come out some way or another. And the guilt that weighs on you is horrible. Yeah. And the fear, seriously. You know, when you have a secret and you're certain everyone else knows it, and it gives you that anxious feeling. Yeah. It's exactly that feeling. Yeah. And how do you tell Zach? Look, he sounds like a nightmare even to play in his game. He sounds like a nightmare to play D&D with entirely. Yeah. But if you would like to continue playing in his game, there is a way to have this conversation on your behalf that maintains your friendship. It is entirely up to Zach if the friendship is maintained after this. Yeah,
you can go with the best intentions and write out a really nice way to say this, and go in there and be like, your game is your game, and thanks, I still want to play in it, but I want to try something myself, and do all the right things to not hurt Zach's feelings, and set up a system where you still play in Zach's game, but your game is without him. Yeah. But if he gets upset about it, it's like there's nothing you can actually do.
And again, the feeling of being upset, you're being told you're not playing in a game. Yeah, you're allowed to be upset. That is something that's a very valid feeling to feel around. But Anonymous, the best way I can suggest you dealing with, first of all, no, you're not an asshole for feeling like this. You would be a bit of an asshole if you did it behind his back.
True, you would be.
But the way you have this conversation is you go, hey Zach, I need to talk to you. It's something I've been putting off for a while because I'm really scared of your reaction. I care for you as a friend and I don't want to hurt your feelings, but so you have to trust I'm having this conversation with you now because of those things.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have this conversation with you if I didn't care for you.
Yeah.
You're going to be you want to play in my game coming up, and after what happened at session 0 and seeing how you tried to step into the DM seat for me, you forced me into a situation that I didn't really want to and I wasn't prepared for.
You're backseat DMing me?
You're backseat DMing me. You're trying to get me to incorporate this DMPC into my game that doesn't really have a place.
Yeah.
I've thought about it, and I want this campaign, for me as my first time DM, to be entirely my game, entirely on my terms, and playing with someone as experienced as you who has already shown signs of trying to backseat DM. It's not something I'm comfortable with.
Yeah, it's just not
for this game, I'm going to play it with just my partner, my friends, and see how I feel. And in the future, there may be an opportunity for us to play together again, but you're not playing in this game with me.
Boom.
That's as simple as that. Like, thank you for your interest, but we're not playing together for all of the reasons I've said above.
But if Zach then crashes out about that,
yes, entirely.
That's on Zach. It's like you've set the stall out. You've been honest. You've shown Zach the grace of telling Zach the truth. And if Zach crashes out, that's on Zach. Like, you can't control how other people react to you being honest to not hurt them in the long run.
Yeah, you're allowed.
And Zach uses ChatGPT, so fuck that guy.
Yeah, man. And you know, that's oh my God, that's an entire separate fucking can of worms.
Like, knowing that you're a creative writer as well.
I know.
Like, coming in with AI generated images
after
and
you
AI
drop your artwork,
after you've told them that
very
you don't like it.
Yeah. Very disrespectful.
That's fucking rough.
Yeah, it is. It is. And do not let Zach talk you around. Don't let Zach be like, no, I'm just going to play. Do not.
Nope.
You do not want to play with Zach. I'm telling you for a fact. Zach will make your life a fucking nightmare.
It'll ruin it completely.
Yeah.
It'll just, this first experience that could be you setting yourself up for a long time with a group that you really like, getting in the Dungeon Master's seat and really enjoying it and having your own autonomy to run the game how you want and make decisions how you want.
Yeah.
The last thing you fucking want is somebody being like, actually, you should do this.
Gosh, 100%. And bringing in his own friends, bringing in his own character. Yeah, all of it. It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare situation. And it's okay to not want to play with Zach. Just so you know, it's okay. You don't have to play. You don't have to play D&D with anyone you don't want to play with, regardless of if it's a Zach or if it's just someone you don't gel with or someone you just
Gavin?
Someone you just don't want to play with.
Yeah.
It's okay. And you have the right as the Dungeon Master to choose who is in your game. And that goes to anyone. They don't have to be a nightmare like Zach.
No.
You don't have to play with anyone you don't want to play with.
But
for whatever
Zach is a
reason.
nightmare.
Yes, truly. So, yes, it would be a dick move if you did it secretly.
Yeah.
Do not do it secretly. Purely for yourself.
For yourself.
It is a nightmare.
It's like you don't want that weighing on you when you're going into this new experience.
And it doesn't solve the root problem. Doing it secretly doesn't solve the root problem of Zach being a nightmare.
No.
And Zach will consistently keep asking you about the game, by the way.
Yeah.
And it's a nightmare situation.
Yeah,
so please
be
honest with Zach. You are more than entitled to be honest with him. And hey, I wouldn't be playing with Zach.
I wouldn't play with Zach.
Yeah.
Oh man, if I was going to be a Dungeon Master for the first time, like, I had Matthew at my table who was my Dungeon Master previously, and even at the beginning, he didn't try to backseat DM me, but he was like, oh, you should be careful about this, you should be careful about that. But I was just honest with Matthew, and I was just like, you just take a chill pill, my dude. Like, you just sit back and enjoy being a player. Like, we run our games differently. Like, don't worry about it. And after that moment when I was just like, don't stress, he just took a back seat and was just like, I love actually being a player and not worrying about this.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that was the way that we started our situation. And, you know, Matthew's still in my game now, and I love him very much. He's a great player.
Indeed. And you don't want to wait months to start your game.
You want to play now.
You want to play now.
You want to play right now.
Indeed.
Call up the homies and tell them that Zach's not playing. And we're scheduling session 0. We're scheduling session 1 right now.
Yeah, indeed. I hope that helps, Anonymous. And thank you so much for your submission. Right, this is a last one. This is from the Reddit. And the title is, would I be the asshole if I told my friends they annoy me with how they play D&D?
Okay.
My friends and I play D&D. We've been playing for close to 4 years. We've been on the same campaign since then. We've had a lot of learning together since this was most of our first times playing. Now, me and 2 of my friends aren't wizards. The other 2 players are wizards.
Okay.
I know wizards have a lot of spells and we don't. but they take forever to do anything in combat.
Yeah.
Because they wait until it's their turn to figure out what they want to do, which makes a 5-round fight sometimes take 30 minutes to 2 hours. Mostly on the 2-hour side. One of them also has 5 zombies they control, which makes it take even longer. Also, the other one just got a construct, now that she won't ever get into the fight without it being near her, which makes her miss the fights recently. We also have issues where we are doing puzzles for the campaign. In these puzzles, there are some things that we can't do to the test that the wizards can. Of course, they just overthink it, or they just do not listen to what we think. Yes, of course, we are using their familiars or their spells to figure out the puzzle, but instead of giving us another answer, they just say, no, that's not going to work, and then we sit there for 20 minutes doing nothing while they think.
Mint. That sounds like a really fun time.
Now, usually it doesn't happen that often, and it's only every once in a while. If it's fine. I do get frustrated, but I can handle it every so often and not every session. But now we are in the final phase of our campaign in the big bad place. There are a million puzzles and a million things to fix. I usually can just jump in and do stuff to make it be faster, but I am possessed by a good spirit that makes me not be able to risk myself and put myself in dangerous situations. So I, as the player, just have to sit there forever, and I can't do anything to rush them on in game. And we go on tangents of things around us that have nothing to do with what is going on. For example, today we found a lamp with a soul inside it that's a legendary weapon. They just went on about how to get the soul out when it doesn't matter. We can find that out later. Let's move into another room because we've already been in this one for an hour talking about the soul of this lamp.
My God.
How do I get them to stop nicely? I get frustrated and I don't want there to be that. I don't want to feel like this, and I hate it. One of the people is the DM's girlfriend. The other is my best friend's girlfriend. How do I tell them they annoy me?
I think that does sound pretty annoying.
Yeah, that's so annoying.
Like I as a player and as a dungeon master, I'm not a massive fan of analysis paralysis.
No.
Because the thing is, you can sit there and think of every best plan possible, and you're like, okay, we've sat here for 45 minutes thinking of this plan that's unfailable.
Yeah.
And then you get into the situation and the dungeon master says, okay, roll me this check. You roll a 91.
And then, yeah.
That 45 minutes that you just spent planning, literally pointless.
Yeah, totally.
Because it's all already gone wrong.
And sometimes there is times you have to sit down and plan for a long time. There's situations that you need to sit down and actually assess the situation and make sure everyone knows their parts. But man, every single time would kill me off.
Like, this is why that play style doesn't work. You go, oh hey, let's go and loot the guard. Yeah, but what if the guard catches us?
Yeah.
Okay, let's just go straight to the prison then and try and break in. What if we get caught breaking into the prison?
Yeah.
It's like you could what if
everything.
Every situation.
Yeah, totally.
It's like sometimes you've just got to do something and then see what happens and then react.
Yeah.
Like I get making plans. Making plans is good, but if you spend more time making the plan than actually carrying the plan
playing
out,
the game,
then it was just pointless.
Yeah,
like,
I agree.
So,
and the 5 zombies, the other one having a construct who they do not enter battle without, so they miss the fights, having to do all these puzzles, moving into the last phase of the game, and knowing that there's so many things, like, it's so hard because, first of all, no, you wouldn't be the asshole for expressing your frustration.
Telling them that they annoy you, that might be slightly asshole behavior.
Yeah.
But airing your frustrations to the dungeon master first,
totally.
Probably.
Yeah, absolutely.
I understand that one of the players is the dungeon master's girlfriend, I think you said.
Yes.
So I get that it's maybe a slightly sensitive topic, but the dungeon master should still take into account what you've got to say, girlfriend or not. Like, they do sometimes take a long time, and maybe if the dungeon master could just let them know, you don't need to worry about everything.
Yeah.
Like not being there in combat because your construct's there. It's just like, if the girlfriend needs to hear that your character won't die, I promise.
Yeah, just trust me. Yeah,
like,
totally.
You can let her know that. If you need to let them know that if you make one wrong move in this puzzle, it's not going to blow up and you're not going to be able to, like, the game's not going to end.
Yeah, totally.
It's like, I think a lot of the times with analysis paralysis is it's worrying about, like, if it goes wrong, it's unfixable.
Yes, totally.
So letting the players know that, like, even if you try something and it doesn't work out, don't worry.
Yeah.
Like, just try things and we'll roll some dice and we'll have some fun. And at the end of the day, we'll probably get through the puzzle.
Yeah, totally.
And it'll be a good time.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is absolutely conversation for your
Dungeon
DM.
Master,
OP, if you're listening, do go to your Dungeon Master and just ask if they you can be honest with your DM and say it's just really hard, especially when me and the other player can't get involved and we just sit there in silence. Like, it's not fun.
Boring.
And I want to enjoy the last leg of this campaign. And if you could speed it up, like, that would be very much appreciated. You know, things just like being like saying, in a round of combat, all right, everyone, let's talk about what the next move is going to be. Like, express what you're thinking as the wizard, what spells you're thinking of to the table as you're going. That might speed things along.
So I could encourage them.
Yeah.
So I was thinking this, but it's don't worry about it. It'll be a good spell. Like I think sometimes with analysis paralysis, people can just taking 20 minutes for your turn alone is too long. Man.
Yeah, it is.
Like,
too long.
if somebody in my game takes more than two minutes to think about what they're doing, I'm like, come on, what you doing? We need to keep this moving and stuff like that. And the thing is, it's usually Josh who's a fighter.
Yeah.
But he's probably the person I have to ask the most. Like, what you doing, Josh? Like what's wrong are you gonna do here? But usually at that point,
it's because he's playing fucking 5D chess.
Yeah, he's thinking,
trying to work out every scenario.
He's thinking not only about his goal but everyone's goal.
Yes.
And but when I come to you, when I come to Abby, and Matthew is playing a wizard, and sometimes I still don't think his turns take that long.
No.
I still genuinely think that Josh's take longer.
Yeah.
But that's because he's trying to get the most out of his turn.
Yes.
Matthew sometimes might take a lot of time because there's things that I have to actually put on the battle map and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think our combats are pretty fast. Though.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they are.
But this person said it takes half an hour to 2 hours. I feel like neither of those amounts of time are long for a combat.
Dog's outside.
Yeah, I know the dog's open.
There's a door open.
Yeah.
I just dog outside.
Dog outside.
Oh my gosh, dog outside. Dog's suddenly outside.
But yeah, this would annoy the piss out of me.
Yeah, same. This would really annoy me.
I hate sitting and making. I like making plans when it's at the night time.
Yeah,
and
same.
we can't physically do anything right now. We're all spent. So it's like, so what is the plan tomorrow?
Yeah.
That's the perfect time to plan.
Completely.
But if we're about to do the thing, if we're stood outside the prison about to go in and we're like, what should we do?
Yeah,
it's just like, motherfucker, get inside the prison and let's figure it out.
Yeah, yeah. And I think oftentimes it's because you're working without any full information at that point. And this would be so frustrating for me, 100%. But I would go to your DM and talk about it. 100%. No, you wouldn't be. You're not the asshole for being frustrated. I would be too. It's how you express that's annoyance.
If you just go, you all annoy me.
Hey, you're all annoying the fuck out of me. Which,
that might make you the asshole.
You'd be valid. You'd be valid in thinking that.
There's a better way to do it.
Yeah, totally.
That would probably give you better results.
Yes, absolutely. Yeah. Yes, indeed. So that's it. That's the episode.
Thanks so much for being here.
What did we think? Did we enjoy the first episode back after, God, a really, really long time, it feels like?
Yeah, but do you know what? I've really enjoyed the shorter episodes have just been basically one pop stories from the podcast.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it's just been so good to be able to just get them out there.
Yeah.
And not have to set this all up, but it is nice to be back.
It is very nice
in
to
the
be
podblast back. in the podblast space.
Indeed.
Without a sign.
Yeah, without a sign
mean?
on the set. Yeah, it feels really, really nice. We need to update this set a little bit. I feel like it's been ages since we've updated the set. Do you want to come say goodbye?
Here he is. He's so handsome.
Would you like to come say goodbye to everyone?
Well, thanks so much for being here, guys.
Come on.
It's been our pleasure. Make sure that you like, make sure that you comment, make sure that you subscribe. If you want to support the channel anymore, make sure you check out the Patreon down below. If you're on YouTube, click the join button. That'll give you YouTube membership, which is all the same perks as Patreon. Come join us on Twitch. We're live right now.
Yes, please come join my book club. I would love to have you. We are reading Test Club this month.
Join the Discord and join Margaret's book club.
Oh, he's not going to come up and say goodbye.
Here he is.
He's come on. No, he's not.
Oh, well, he's here. You can see him.
Can you see his head?
Yeah, you'll be able to see his head.
He's right here. He's not looking at you, but he's here.
I love you.
I love you.
Bully loves you.
Yes.
We have been the Eldritch Podblast, and we're going to see you. We're going to see you on Monday. Bye.
And once again, another huge thank you to our patrons and our YouTube members, and a huge shout out to our entity tiers.
Hoops.
Ariel,
Tula,
Runarian,
Arkham Labs cosplayer,
Maddie,
Luna,
Teddysaurus,
Caspian,
J-Spot TX,
Ultrafail,
Dallin M,
Sleepy,
Joe Dragonlord 2,
Alistar,
Lawkeeper Society,
Ricky B,
Catherine,
Fowskin,
Azuriel,
Panda Queen Plays,
Xylo Boy,
Lucas Iapetus,
Luna River,
Crestomancy,
The Tacos Are Here,
Hairy Godfather,
Rainanana,
Scrimbles,
CJ Chantel 1313,
Keplin 1000,
Pretend It's You Ace,
Leaxel,
Dana,
Captain Hades,
Slobby One,
Amelia A,
Rebecca K,
Banoffee Spy,
Tears of the Sun,
BH,
Crumley,
Dink Twin,
Light of Hearts,
Nathan W,
Timbo,
Melosaurus Rex,
The Nerdy Dreamer,
Stephen R.
Simple Gin. Thank you all so much for the support. You have no idea how much it helps.
And if you too would like to become a patron or a channel member here on YouTube, click the link in the description or the join button down below.